What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we've got, we took out a few snakes from this year and we're gonna go ahead and show you what we got here. Anyways, these are all babies that we produced this year and we just kind of wanted to do, I don't know, a little show off of some babies that we still have hanging around. We are getting not low on stock, but stock is definitely leaving my warehouse. There's a lot of empty cages behind me right now. Spencer needs to clean them, so everybody tell Spencer to get on that, okay? I've got enough work to do, you know, planning for next year and stuff like that. So anyways, but let's go ahead and show you some of these babies, because there's some really neat looking ones here. We've got some bulls, some pines, and at least one gopher. Just one gopher. All right, so we can start on this side and we can work our way down. This is just a Hypo Trumbauer. This is from one of our caramel ones though. So this is from like the caramel stuff, and really a very pretty looking Hypo, really great yellow. Really also light tan saddles, which I think is actually pretty cool. But anyways, this one is pretty nice looking. Has a patternless belly, which some of the caramel stuff kind of has something cool going on with the belly, and I'm not really sure what it is. There's some other ones. Actually, maybe I should pull out that other one and show that one. But anyways, some of them are kind of unique, and I haven't figured it out yet. But regardless, pretty cool looking. And anyway, so this one is a Trumbauer, but a multi-het. Well, actually, just het Whiteside, I think, this one. But set for Albino and Ananthic. So, anyway, we'll eventually, hopefully, make snows for someone. But, great looking. Really pretty. There's a couple others from that clutch, actually. Both of those caramel clutches, those were our first ones that we hatched this year. And so, it was pretty exciting to see. I did hold, I think, just one normal Hypo back from that to see if it'll turn out more like caramel again or not. I just don't know yet, so we'll wait for them to grow up some more. Of course, we couldn't leave out one of the classics, which, surprised that we even still have a couple of these. I think this guy's actually about to go into the blue because he looks pretty, dull right now. Yeah, so he's probably gonna shed pretty soon here, but we just figured we'd show him off anyway. So this is from our high white clutch for the northerns. We do still have some other northerns that are laying around. Some from our, like, more of our red phase clutch is what we're calling it. Although they're probably just going to really develop, like, some pinks. Probably not really, like, their deep dark reds that we can see sometimes. But anyway, we still have some from that clutch as well. These guys are just so incredible as adults. So impressive. Their keeled scales are one of the coolest ones out of all of the Pituophis for sure. So, we do still have a couple northerns, so you can hit us up for those. They are so awesome. They're so fun. Come on, bud. Let's hop back in here and make things easy for me. I've got a few more to go through, okay? Thanks, dude. Alright, we'll hop over to this girl. Okay, everybody should be able to see that this girl is just absolutely stunning. This is a Trumbauer patternless, so Hypo patternless, but she has, like, knockout coloration. So stinking beautiful. Was potentially on my keep list, but I can't keep her. So, anyways, compared to the other ones in her clutch, she is definitely one of the knockouts. She has like that really cool kind of like pinkish hue on her head almost. I don't know if I could. Anyway, she kind of has a little bit of like pink, I feel like, is what I would call it. Kind of coming through on her head. But it's so pretty. Next to another Trumbauer Hypo Patternless. I mean, she's absolutely stunning. And I actually think that she's going to get more like gold orange as she matures, which would be really cool. Instead of developing a lot of brown that some of them will develop, I think that she's going to get like a gold orange hue, which will be super pretty. So, I actually have been raising one that looks very similar to her, and oof, yeah, really nice. So, anyway, this next one up, this is the only gopher that's on the table over here. So this is actually a nice Blizzard, Sonoran, Gopher.
Have we showed these before?
I don't know if we actually went through these yet, but in the Sonoran Gophers, the Blizzard combo is actually just a 2-gene animal, so this is just albino axanthic. So kind of what we would just refer to as a snow, but in the Sonorans, it's always been referred to as a blizzard because they tend to be patternless. So there is an actual very faint pattern, and sometimes you can just kind of see it down by the tail, but I don't even think the camera's going to be able to pick it up because I can't really even pick it up with my eyes right now. Just occasionally, when the light hits it just right, I can see a little bit of what looks like a saddle. But anyways, we did hatch some nice blizzards, so we do have some blizzard Sonorans. I think this is the female. There's a couple males. So we do have a couple of those. Sometimes when they get a little bit older, their pattern will actually come through a little bit more, so you can kind of see it. Some don't actually develop much of their pattern, and they stay pretty patternless looking like this, which is a really cool look. A lot of people kind of like the all-white snake. It's very clean looking, so as long as you don't mind the red eyes. But, I mean, come on, they're kind of cute. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so that's the Gopher that's on the table. Pretty cool. I really do like the Sonorans. They're a little bit smaller. At least these guys, they stay a little bit smaller. These ones actually usually have a pretty friendly attitude. So, unlike my other Sonorans. But, anyway, we're going to come down to some spunkier ones. Yeah, I was a little worried about this guy. Wasn't sure if he'd really behave well on camera. But, anyways, this guy is pretty cool looking. This is a Hypo Whiteside. Still water, though. I don't know if the camera will be able to pick up his eyes, but they do have red pupils. And, if the light hits it just right, I can tilt him a little. It would glint through, maybe. But anyways, super, super cool. This guy should develop some very pretty colorations as he matures. He's definitely following my hand over here. Maybe I'll just bring it back over here. Anyways, these guys turned out awesome. Super pretty. Really happy with how this clutch turned out. I think the Hypo Whitesides are one of my favorites. They vary so much, and even the Trumbauers, I have some Trumbauer Whitesides that super variable, but super cool. Definitely, probably my favorite Whiteside combo actually is with the Hypos. Although there's some Axanthic Whitesides that do look really awesome too. But okay, let's move on to this guy. So this guy here, some people probably will be surprised, but this is actually a Trumbauer Balam ghost, and he is just incredibly light colored. He actually, I think, is coming, it's the caramel stuff coming through in him, I think. So he was produced out of the Snow, my Hypo Snow, which is also the one who originally produced Caramel, that male that I have. And she ended up producing this really lightly colored ghost this year. And he looks so different. The other ghost that's in the clutch is your typical dark looking Trumbauer Balam ghost. But this guy is so incredibly light. He's just this light lavendery kind of color. Really neat looking. You don't see a lot of these light colored ghosts from the Trumbauer Balam line. And so, pretty cool looking. I feel like most of them you see are a lot darker. And so, when you see the light phase ones, it's pretty neat looking. So, I'm really happy with how he turned out. I've been raising one that we produced out of the Trumbauer Balams. She's over there. She's probably going to actually maybe produce next year. And she's really cool looking. So, definitely, she developed more contrast along the neck area, more of the black, which really stands out against that light background. Super cool. Super cool. I know he looks spunky right now, but he's just being a baby bull snake. That's what they do. Yeah, put him under there. That's just what baby bull snakes do, okay? Baby bulls, well, baby pits in general, they're always really spunky. I mean, that's just their nature. But they tend to calm down as they kind of grow up, get their footing, you know. Well, not literally, but anyways. All right, this guy is also feeling rather spunky, so we might just leave him in the tub. It's a good background anyway, black, against this nice white snake. So this is a leucistic Florida pine. And as you can see, he is a chonky one. These eggs were massive. And so these babies came out just so big. Definitely the biggest babies I've hatched. I think the only ones that came close were the Kentuckys this year, but I think the Lucys were still bigger. I don't have any more Kentuckys here, but they were pretty big too. So super cool. I know we've talked about the Lucys before, so most of the time these guys will turn, either they'll stay white or they'll go yellow, kind of a creamy color. Some even go pink, or like an orangish, maybe. Yeah. So anyways, there's some variability with the Lucys and how they might mature. And so, but I'm really impressed with how they turned out. It's my first time producing the Floridas, so pretty exciting. We just have a couple males available that are left, and he's one of them. Big baby. I mean, this guy is already like eating hoppers, so he could probably be upgraded to small mice soon. Wouldn't be surprised. But he's being spunky today. The other one is not nearly as spunky, but he's just feeling it right now. So, anyways, super cool. These guys get big. They're very impressive, and it's really fun to watch them grow. So, I love my adult Lucys. They're awesome, and they're actually both super friendly. So, all right, this guy also, this comes from the clutch this year that was kind of, I don't want to call it my demon clutch, but 90% of this clutch do not like me very much. So, anyways, this guy is a Ananthic from the Ballum line. It's out of one of our Ananthic Patternless projects, and it turned out that there was also some Hypo in the clutch, so there's also some ghosts going on. This one's not ghost, though. This is just Ananthic Ballum. These guys are known for being like a darker kind of blue Ananthic. They definitely tend to have like some blues that kind of come through a little bit, but really neat looking. Definitely so different from the Miami line of Ananthic, where the Miami line definitely has more of like a black and white kind of look, but these guys with their blues and some more browns, they're pretty cool. They do vary a lot, though. I've had some hatch out that just look totally opposite, but pretty neat looking. I know, bud. We'll just keep you in here. Make it a little simpler. So, really neat looking. I have a few Ananthics from this clutch that'll turn into some really pretty adults and be able to produce some great combos. So, yeah, really neat. Really like those guys. Okay, these last two are both albinos, but different combos, so we'll just start with this one. This is a red albino, and this one is actually one of the reddest ones out of the clutch this year. Really awesome looking. This thing's probably going to develop so much red. I mean, even the saddles already are so red. So this is a female out of the clutch, and yeah, hi. Okay, you want to come out? Okay, all right, let's come out really quick. Maybe not. All right. So this is a female, like I was saying, out of the clutch. She's probably one of the reddest ones. Gosh, she's just not wanting to hold still for you guys. That's also baby pits for you. Actually, you know what? Colubrids in general, let's be honest. Especially baby colubrids. Man, I have to work with those king snakes sometimes. Woof, that'll test your patience. But these guys usually aren't too bad, and yeah, she's already settling down just a little bit. So, it's just hard, because normally I'd let her cruise, but obviously I'm trying to show you off a little there. Anyway, we got some really great looking ones. Pretty excited about how it turned out. We actually hadn't really bred for red albinos before, so this was just a random breeding that we decided to do this year to produce some, and it did not disappoint. So, there's some nice looking ones for sure. We'll eventually actually get those up and posted, and I guess I need to work on that. So, but there's some really nice red albinos that we'll have. You just hang on, dude. Thank you. I'll put you back in just a minute. All right, and last but not least, this girl is a total knockout. I cannot believe she's still available, because she actually has been up for sale for, I don't know, at least a couple weeks. And it might just be the fact that the pictures just don't really do her justice, but she is an albino Whiteside, but she is incredible. She has this amazing like red outlining on her saddles, but she's also so pink, and the yellow just really stands out on her. She's got this great white head, which gives like awesome contrast to the rest of her body. Seriously, so amazing. Hopefully the camera's doing her justice, because this girl is so cool. Whoever picks her up is I mean, they're just going to get a great snake. I think she's just going to be such a knockout when she gets older. I think most of these colors will probably just improve as she matures. She'll probably even get whiter. I bet she'll get whiter, and like the red and the yellow will get brighter. So she'll probably be a very stunning adult. Whoever does end up picking her up, I would love to see the updates of that. Once she gets 2 years on her, that's when I'll want to follow along with. It's always hard when you produce these amazing looking animals and it's like, gosh, I'd love to see what that might turn out looking like, but I can't keep all of them. And so this is one of those circumstances where it's like, well, I'd love to see how this one turns out because I think she has so much potential, but I can't keep all of them. So somebody else gets the joy of raising her up and seeing how she turns out. And hopefully I'll get to see her in a few years. But anyways, really, really awesome. I think she was the only albino Whiteside in that clutch, so she's special. Alright, so that's just, that was only 10 babies. But this is just a nice little sample to show you guys. I have a lot of beautiful babies that are definitely looking to go to new homes. So feel free to hit me up. If there's anything you're looking for, why don't you just send me a message. Let me know what you're looking for. I might have it, or I might have something that will work for you. But anyways, pretty excited still about how all of our projects turned out this year. I am beginning plans for next year already, which is pretty exciting. Brumation is coming up really soon, actually. So it's October next week, which means that brumation is in a month, basically, because we put our animals down at Halloween. So I stop feeding mid-October, and then we go down 2 weeks later. It's coming up. So I'm already making breeding plans for next year. Big projects coming along. Exciting stuff. But we also need to get these babies moved out because it's almost October. And so anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this quick baby update. I'm sure we'll be doing a few more videos on some cool things that we have too. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Keep watching our videos. Thank you so much for the support, and we'll see you next time.